huge win last, couple weeks ago. Strike Force Challengers.
Hey fighters, you're watching WrestleWire, 24/7, your go-to for everything. WWE. Subscribe, tap the bell, and let's dive deep. Roman Reigns stood at the doorway of his estate, holding his young daughter's hand as the late afternoon sun coated the home in a warm golden glow. This house had once been a quiet reflection of a single father's challenges, but today it felt alive, filled with hope, uncertainty, and the tremble of a new chapter. Ronda Rousey, standing nearby with an encouraging smile, watched Roman gently guide his daughter through the familiar halls. To the world, he was the tribal chief, a force of nature, an unbreakable presence in the ring. Yet here, with his daughter tightly gripping his fingers, he revealed a tenderness the public rarely saw. "Are you ready?" Ronda asked softly. She had spent quiet weeks learning the girl's favorite snacks, bedtime habits, and the tiny quirks that made her laugh. Roman nodded, lowering his gaze to his daughter's curious eyes. "Yeah," he whispered. "I think we're ready." Somehow, Rhonda's confident but gentle energy put the little one at ease. And what followed were weeks of learning, adjusting, and discovering what a new family could look like when built from mutual respect, patience, and care. A slowly growing bond at home life inside the Reigns household shifted in warm, unexpected ways. Breakfast became filled with laughter as Roman pretended to be dramatic about misplaced pancakes, while Rhonda showed his daughter how to flip them into silly shapes. Dinner-time conversations transformed from Roman's strict routine of schedules and responsibilities into colorful stories about Rhonda's travels, her mixed martial arts journey, and her playful sense of humor. One evening, after a demanding day of media commitments, Roman paused in the living room doorway as he watched his daughter and Rhonda hunched over a board game, deep in concentration. The sound of laughter, light, pure, unguarded, filled the entire space. For the first time in months, Roman felt something he had almost forgotten. Belonging. Rhonda caught his eye and playfully called, "Come on, big guy, your turn." Roman chuckled, joining them on the floor. "Don't let her win too easily," he teased. As the weeks passed, bedtime routines became smoother. The porch became a shared place for quiet conversations under the stars, and the house slowly shifted from being a temporary space to a true home. They weren't a family by definition. They were becoming one by choice. Challenges that made them stronger. Even in this warmth, challenges surfaced. Roman occasionally struggled with shadows of the past, moments when memories tugged at him, forcing him to confront the pain of previous chapters. Rhonda sometimes questioned whether she was doing enough, or if she truly understood the responsibility she had stepped into. But each time doubts rose, they faced them honestly, speaking openly, rather than hiding behind silence. Slowly, through every shared laugh, vulnerable conversation, and small victory, they built something steady and strong. One night, with Roman's daughter nestled between them, her tiny fingers wrapped around both their hands, Roman finally said what had lingered inside him for weeks. "I think this is how it was meant to be. All of us. Together." Rhonda smiled softly and kissed his cheek. "It's only the beginning," she whispered, "and we'll figure it out. Together." In that quiet moment beneath the starlit sky, a new chapter truly began. The arena erupts for the unthinkable main event. While their personal life began settling into harmony, the WWE Universe was experiencing the opposite. Tonight was historic. Roman Reigns versus Ronda Rousey, a main event nobody believed would ever happen. The stadium vibrated with electricity as fans from around the world filled the seats, their signs waving like waves of color. Ronda's music hit first, and she marched down the ramp with fiery determination. Moments later, the arena plunged into darkness as Roman's theme thundered through the speakers. Smoke parted, the lights flashed, and the tribal chief stepped onto the stage, championship gold gleaming under the glare. This wasn't just a match. This was a collision of legacies, a battle that redefined limits. The bell rang and chaos erupted. Ronda struck first with her blistering speed, taking Roman off guard with a precise drop kick. The crowd exploded as she followed with jabs and a knee to his midsection. But Roman's resilience answered back with a brutal suplex that shook the ring. The match spiraled into an unforgettable exchange of strength and strategy. Ronda attempted an armbar, Roman powering out with a Samoan drop, Ronda dodging a Superman punch, Roman reversing into a spear midair. The audience was breathless. Outside the ring, bodies collided with steel steps and barricades. Back inside, exhaustion painted both athletes' faces. Finally, in a stunning turn, Ronda feinted to draw Roman in and locked her armbar dead center of the ring. Roman resisted with everything he had, but the pressure was real. The tribal chief tapped as the arena exploded. Confetti rained down, fireworks cracked overhead, and Ronda lifted her arms in victory. Roman rose, extended a respectful hand, and the crowd erupted in an ovation for two warriors who gave everything they had. A powerful studio interview before WrestleMania. Weeks later, under bright studio lights, Ronda and Roman reunited, this time not as opponents, but as professionals previewing WrestleMania. Ronda leaned forward, elbows on the desk, her tone sharp yet warm. WrestleMania is close. You've been unstoppable lately. How do you prepare for something this big? Roman, in a well-tailored suit and calm expression, responded with quiet intensity. WrestleMania isn't just physical, it's mental. The whole world watches your every move. You're telling a story with every step. Ronda nodded knowingly. And the pressure, how do you carry that legacy? Roman smiled slightly. I carry it for my people, my family, my fans. Every moment in that ring is bigger than me. Their conversation shifted into a raw discussion about fear, adrenaline, dominance, and heart. Roman spoke about authenticity in the ring, how his character was an amplified version of truth. Ronda understood. The ring exposes everything. Before wrapping up, she asked one last question. What do you want your WrestleMania moment to represent? Roman leaned in, voice low but powerful. Respect, legacy, pride. I want people to feel something real. The audience erupted as the two shook hands, a symbol of mutual respect. Roman Reigns' absence and the paths ahead. Shortly afterward, WWE announced Roman Reigns would be taking another extended leave due to Hollywood commitments. Though his absence shocked fans, whispers immediately began about how the tribal chief might return. One theory suggested he could reappear on RAW, exploding back onto the scene by targeting emerging powerhouses like Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed in a statement of dominance. Another idea involved a dramatic WrestleMania return, where Roman costs Seth Rollins a match, igniting a deeply personal rivalry that ties into earlier tensions. With WWE's unpredictability and Roman's star power, the possibilities were endless. Ronda Rousey reflects on her WWE journey. During this period, Ronda addressed a long-standing fan question about why she refused to tap to Becky Lynch's armbar during her early WWE run. She explained it with honesty and respect, noting her upbringing, her mother's philosophy, and her real-life martial arts principles. She described matches she was proud of, especially her bout with Shayna Baszler, and emphasized her love for performing for the locker room and the fans. When asked about potential future fights outside WWE, she simply smiled. "You never say never, but right now I have better things to focus on." A story of family, respect, and legacy. In the end, the story of Roman Reigns and Ronda Rousey was more than a match or a moment. It was about growth, about a new family learning to trust, about two athletes pushing each other to their limits, about respect built both inside and outside the ring, and about embracing new beginnings while honoring the past. Whether at home, in the arena, or under studio lights, their journeys intertwined in ways that showcased heart, resilience, and the power of reinvention. And for fans around the world, it marked the beginning of a chapter filled with promise, legacy, and unforgettable moments in WWE history.